Can you actually see it fully? I feel like you can't. So this is an old staple of my channel for those who have been following me for more than a year. I used to always have this thing up and have different quotes from books and just like bookish quotes, and I want to bring that back. So I'm gonna leave that up there and change it around per video or whatever, even though you can't actually see it because I have my pretty garland here. Clearly I am in the mood for fall. So what are we doing today? This is going to be a mess of a video because it's going to be all over the place. It's going to be some of my thoughts on TBRs, specifically for September. September will be a different month. There are going to be changes that are going to be coming to this channel. Not necessarily bad changes, just stuff is happening in my life, and yeah, good things. And because of that, I've decided to switch things up next month. So next month is Shorty September. Shelley Swearingen is participating in, and basically it's where you try to read 30 books in 30 days and try to read like short books. And I considered doing that, but I don't have a lot of short books that I actually own. Basically, I have things happening. So I'm getting more desperate. Desperate is a good word. To try to finish my big TBR, to get it down to a significant amount. Because of that, I've decided for September, I'm only going to be reading books that are on my physical TBR, which means any library books, any books that people lend me, anything like that, I'm not allowed to read, which would be incredibly hard for me because so often I just order books flippantly from the library and I prioritize those over the books that I have on my bookshelves that I want to read. However, the other announcement is I really want to absorb into my mood reader self. For the last few months, I have been participating in quite a lot of events on BookTube, whether that is reading challenges or buddy reads, and don't get me wrong, I've enjoyed every single one of them I have done. I've read so many books that I wouldn't necessarily have read otherwise, or that I was putting back on my TBR and I actually had a chance to read, like Moby Dick this month, which was so much fun to read, and I finally have it checked off my TBR, so I'm excited about that. But I've also noticed because of that, I haven't been focusing that much on my physical TBR. Like, yes, I still want to read at least 2 books a month that is from my physical TBR, but I have over 100 books on my TBR that I own in physical format. And because of that, that means that to finish those, if I only read 2 of those a month, you know, you do the math. That's like 50 months. That's multiple years. So that's why I want to focus on my massive TBR. But above that, I also have realized that I haven't been just picking up books like because I feel like it. I've been very restricted in, okay, I have to read this book. This is the first book I have to read. I have to read this buddy read with this person. I have to read these 4 books or something for this readathon this month. And I keep trying to like pull back and it just never works. So this month I want to be an entire mood reader, not have a official TBR. I do have a pile of possibilities that's on the floor that I'll be talking about in a minute, but it's not things that I have to read. If I want to pick up all these books, that's fine. If I want to pick up 0 of these books, that's also fine. Next month, I don't want to really plan out a lot of things. I want to just go with the flow. I want to absorb my creative energy. I am starting to think up a new story. David Wiley made a video recently that talked about how he really wants to focus more on his writing and less on BookTube. He's still going to be on BookTube and be reading, but he wants to prioritize writing. And I was like, you know what? NaNoWriMo, National Novel Writing Month, is coming up in a couple months, and Preptober is in October, and so I was like, you know what? That's a good point. I should be focusing on my writing too, so I'm really gonna let my creative juices go. So next month, basically, I'm going to read a book, and once I finish reading that book, I'm just going to go to my physical TBR, pick out the next book, and rinse and repeat. until I'm hoping to read a significant amount of my TBR next month. Well, we'll see how much I actually read. I do have one caveat because I do have technically a buddy read. I promised to read the next book of Malice with my husband. I don't remember the title, but I will put it right here. So I do have to read one book, and that we're getting from the library. So technically there is an exception to that. But besides that, I'm not reading any book that I don't own, which means any book club I'm part of, I'm not going to be part of this month. I feel bad. I'll probably catch up with their books in October. But so without further ado, let's get to the pile of possibilities I have for September. And all of these books I physically own, obviously. And we're just going to run through them because I may not read half these books. So first off, I have a whole bunch of mysteries I want to read in September, with September being the first month of fall. As you can see, I am into fall. I'm feeling the vibes of fall, okay? Everything fall I'm just absorbing. So with fall, I feel like reading cozy mysteries. So Judge D at Work, Chinese detective solving cases. This is a collection of short stories. Murder by Peacocks by Donna Andrews. My mother-in-law gave me this, and it's a cozy mystery. I don't actually know that much about it. Agatha Christie, Sleeping Murder. This is a Miss Marple book that I have not read yet. I haven't read as many Miss Marple as Perrault, but I may have read this years ago, and I just don't remember, because half of Agatha Christie's books are like that. And then I have 3 books by Dorothy L. Sayers that I'm hoping to get through. Murder Must Advertise, which I've heard is one of her best books, but then Gaudy Night for me will always be her best book. So I have that. And then The Unpleasantness of Bologna Club, and I don't know anything about that one. Thrones and Dominions, which is an unfinished work by Dorothy L. Sayers, which was finished by Jill Patton Wash, who then continued on in the series. And then I have 2 Wilkie Collins books I'm hoping to work through. One is The Moonstone. I have it in a 2-volume set, and considered to be the first detective novel. So excited about that. It came out in the mid-1800s. And then I have The Haunted Hotel by Wilkie Collins also. So I'm hoping to go through all that. And then I have a few classics. I mean, I guess that was a classic. So I have Tales of Greek Heroes by Roger Lanson Green. This is like a middle grade type book. So hopefully I am quick going through that. Then the ambitious one I'm hoping to get through, I've actually already started. The first one is the Divine Comedy, and I've started with Hell, and then of course you have Purgatory and Paradise, and these were translated by Dorothy L. Sayers. So clearly just in September I'm in the mood to read Dorothy L. Sayers. Don't know why I'm in the mood for Dante, but I am. Then I have the Tibetan Book of the Dead, because I'm really in the mood to read the Egyptian Book of the Dead, but I don't own a copy, so this is the closest thing I can get. And so I'm interested about, like, you know, some Buddhist teaching on dead. And then Clan of the Cave Bear by Jean A. All is the last book, and this one, Joe and Mary from Book Buds, especially Joe, will swear by this series, and so it's made me want to pick it up. And I've owned this copy for a couple years and I haven't picked it up yet, so I really want to pick it up next month. And I don't know why, but like every time I look at it I think of fall. Maybe it's just because of the nature scene, but those are my pile of possibilities. I won't necessarily force myself to like read all these books if I want to pick up all of them or none of them, but they are there. And I feel like in the mood for them at this moment. Will I still be in the mood like in a week? I don't know. But I will see where the month takes me. This coming month will be very like creative and free. And I don't know where my videos are going to go, like what books I'm going to read, but we will see. So thank you so much for watching. Are you more of a mood reader, or do you have like a firm TBR? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, like, subscribe. I post every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday at 6 p.m. Eastern time, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye!